Anybody here with me? Good afternoon. If you're here, just let me know. Drop a hi on the comment section. Drop a hi and then I'm seeing my guests just waiting at the background. So you guys can see the smile. So if you're here with me, just let me know. Drop a hi in the comments box so we will comment. Okay, just go for hi. If you're just joining us, if you're active here, drop a hi. Let me know you're following. Bridget, welcome. How are you doing? I want to see more highs. So if you're just joining us, drop a hi in the comment section. Let's start. This is going to be exclusive because we have two amazing guests. And this is our first show for the year. So definitely we should expect nothing less than awesome. I'm just seeing Bridget in the comment section. Bring it on. I just have two people here at the moment, but we can work with what we have with you guys. Bring out that energy. Okay? Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is Youth Spotlight Show where we amplify the voices of leaders who are making impact in our society. As you all know, this is where we get to bring in young people. We're going to share their inspiration and what they've done so far. So today, like I said before, I have two amazing guests. It's going to be exclusive because one is from Nigeria and the other one is not from Nigeria. We're going to find out soon. But before I introduce our guests, please let's keep the energy high. Drop that high in the comment section. All right. I'm only seeing Bridget. I'm only seeing Bridget here. Someone is calling me boss lady. Do I look like a boss lady to you? Anyway, today is not all about me though. I'm here for the amazing things we'll be sharing with our guests today. So keep dropping those messages so we know that you guys are ready for today's show. Okay, drop it, drop a hi, drop anything you want to drop. Tell us where you're watching from, especially where you're watching from. I'm going to give you a shout out. If this is your first time as well, just let me know. All right. For all of us that are here, just do me a favor, share this live Okay, I'm seeing somebody trying to type. Please just put your comment immediately so we start immediately. For you guys that are here already, please just share this to as many people as possible. We need a lot of people to come on board because what we want to talk about today is going to blow your mind. So please share this, share it to as many people as possible. And like I used to say before, whenever you share, we always take notes and we always a shout out. So don't think that we're not seeing what you're doing. All right. So let me bring in our guest for today. Hi, Nancy. How you doing?
Hi Jay. Hi, I'm doing great, thank you. Hi everyone
Okay.
as well.
It's good to finally meet you.
Yeah, indeed. Like I was like looking forward to this show. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I'm very certain that you are so prepared for whatever it is that we have to dish out today, right?
Exactly. I can't wait to start and to see the interaction. Also, yeah. Also, I'm so looking at the Facebook page. So yeah, I can't wait to interact with people if they have questions as well.
Okay. So before we introduce, because we are supposed to have two guests at the moment, or we just have you for now. So before we go forward with the other guest who's not present, let's get to know who Nancy is. So where are you from and what do you do?
All right, so I'm from Madagascar. It's yeah, the island in Africa, and
Mm.
I've been doing a lot of community work, and I'm more into climate justice and gender equality. Because I really believe that our next generation deserves that we take care of our planet so that they can um, get a better future as well. And yeah, we also see the problem that women are facing, especially in Africa, with like gender-based violence and everything, especially in the field of climate change. So yeah, I'm currently running my EcoShip project, and yeah, soon, very soon, I'll be having a workshop in marginalized communities in Madagascar. But most importantly, my leadership is based on the servant leadership, like Nelson Mandela, like you give to people first and then the leader comes like at last. And that is sort of it. So thank you.
Okay, so before I move forward to the other guests, do you enjoy what you do actually? Because you made mention of servant leadership, because I know that not everybody will want to do that. Based on the things you're doing in your community, in your country, it's very inspiring. So, do you really love what you do, or you just want to do that?
Exactly. Since day one, I was doing this just because I wanted to see my country develop, and a lot of opportunities came my way last year. Like I've been traveling to 5 countries in a year, and I've even been in China. And it's really incredible. And soon I'll be in Europe as well, and people are asking me like, how did you get all these opportunities? And for me, I didn't even think about it. I was just like, how can I help people around me? And it's very true what you're saying, like in order for us to bring the change, well, for me, like we need to give without thinking of having something in return. And it was like I was really amazed, when I received those conferences. I could attend this and like being the delegate of Madagascar. It was like really unexpected. It was not in my plan. My plan was only to serve as much as I can, and yeah, to do the things that I love, helping people, and yeah, developing my country.
That's awesome, and that's very inspiring. Thank you so much for that. So let
Yeah,
me let
thank
me
you.
bring in our other guests. Hi, Mr. Drunk. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing well. Good evening.
Good to have you here. I've been waiting for
Thank you.
you, and I know you've been waiting for
Yeah,
this as well.
yeah,
Apologies for
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Fine. Hi,
So,
Hi,
Nancy.
Joel.
All right.
Hi.
So, can you tell us about yourself? We know who, I personally know who Draw Luca is, but let the audience, let the viewers know who you are and what you do.
Hi, everyone. My name is Joel. I'm from Taraba State, in Nigeria in particular. I'm a creative writer, a purpose advocate. That's what I do for a living. I'm a medical student. Yeah.
Awesome. So, which one brings in the money? I don't know if I should ask which one brings in the money.
Yeah. Yeah. The creative writing brings in the money.
Creative writing. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
It brings in the money.
All right. So today we are going to be talking about what you guys have been doing so far. And okay, I've been seeing comments. Let me just view through. Please, wherever you're watching from, just let us know. If you're watching from China, if you're watching from New York, or if you're watching from the backyard, drop it in the comment section quickly. Let's move forward. Okay, Ugochukwu said he's watching from Ekulobia in Anambra State. Nice. Thank you for that. Drop your comments. Let me know who we are interacting with for a second. Okay, so Nancy, I first of all, the moment you started talking about yourself, all the questions kept flying in. So first of all, what really motivates you to do what you do? What motivates you? What keeps you going? In as much as you said you're into this servant leadership, and we know what that means. It comes with a lot of hustle. So what keeps you going? What motivates you?
All right, so thank you so much for the question. So what keeps me going is, to see people improving, to see, to see my country developing, because I am like a really great patriotist. I really love my country, Madagascar, and I really believe in its potential. I really believe that it will develop one day, and same for all African country. So as you said, when you're really passionate about what you're doing, you don't even have to like motivating yourself. You just, it's not like when you're at school and you have homework, you're like, oh my God, I have to do this. But for me, like, oh my God, I want to do this. And, I'd like to leave a legacy behind me, because I believe that a lot of young people, when we work together, we can achieve something really great, and that's what we see. It's a great opportunity for the prime minister in France. He's like really young, like he's the youngest prime minister, and I was like really proud seeing that. I believe that we need to empower young people so that the legacy lasts. Like what happened with Nelson Mandela. He stood up for one thing, in South Africa, to eliminate the apartheid, and like he was in prison for 27 years. Without like thinking, like he always stands true for what he was fighting for, and that is what I'd like to do as well, to develop my country and Africa, and to pass on the legacy. So it lasts longer, so our like world becomes better. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. That's great. So, what really motivates you, Draw? What motivates you to do what you do? Aside from the fact that when you're making money from something, I think money motivates you to keep on doing that. But what about the aspect of where you're not being paid, or where you know that money doesn't really come from this, or I'm not necessarily doing it for the money, but it's something should be motivating you. So, what could that be, Draw?
All right, so what exactly motivates me? Yeah, yes.
The question is for Draw.
Oh, okay, sorry. Okay,
I'm
please
going to
go ahead,
answer.
Joel. Yeah.
Joe, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Did you get my question?
Oh, I'm having a thought world problem here. I'm coming. Let me get some things done.
Okay. So, Nancy, I would like to ask you this question as well. What do you think is, or why do you think youth empowerment is such a crucial topic in our society today?
All right, so yeah, I have two reasons. So first thing first, we cannot talk about the future of a youth when youth are not involved, in policy making, in lobbying, in advocacy. And I had the chance to participate in a lot of conferences, and I was like happy to see a lot of young faces there. So yeah, we are the one who are going to inherit the how the world will be. So that is why we need to fight. And the dynamism and the creativity of youth, I believe that it can bring changes within the community. And apart from that, um, working empowering youth is very important since they are the leaders of tomorrow. And actually, I am working with not only youth but children, to read books to children so that they can be passionate about readings. As you
Yeah.
know, there is some quote like today's reader, tomorrow's leaders. So yeah, by empowering youth, we can expect better changes and even attending the 2030 agenda very, very fast. So yeah, it's very
Okay.
important.
Okay, that's great. All right, let's focus now on our audience. Please, if you are watching, if you're here and you're gaining value, drop something in the comment box. And if you've not shared this live, you're not you're not serious. Let me use that word. But then if you're gaining something, please drop something in comment box. Let's know that you're following. Let's know you're following. And don't forget to share. Share to as many people as possible because this is just the starting point of what we plan to do today. So let's move further to the other question. The fact that you are into climate change, I think you should address this to Nigerians or to other people who are not involved in climate change. Why do you see climate change as an important thing to study, to work towards? So let's hear that.
All right, so yeah, it's a question that I believe that all of us have already heard about that. Like, if you believe that climate change is less important than money, try
Yeah.
counting your money without breathing, withholding your breath, and that is
Mm,
what we know. Like climate change, especially in the global south in Africa, we are really affected by the climate change. And that is why I talked about the climate justice. For example, a discussion at the COP28, they're talking about renewable energy. Yet we know that a lot of African countries, they don't even have electricity. So yeah, we need to talk about climate change and climate justice. And I believe that, there is a quote saying that if you want to change the world, you need to change yourself first. So, in the
definitely.
face of climate change, yes, we need to, change ourselves first, like using eco objects or the things that you're doing, like trying in your way. Like climate change, it starts with all of us to eliminate that. And we only have one planet. There's no planet B. Like you can even go to another country. When climate change happened, all of us will be in a terrible situation. So I believe that it's a yeah, one of the biggest priority that we need to focus on, especially as young people, since we have the dynamism and energy to change things.
That's great. Thank you for that. Let me bring in Joe. Joe, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry for the inconveniences.
That's fine. I understand. So let's move forward to another question. Joe, so I was asking you the first. Let me start with the first one. I was asking you what inspires you to do what you do because when I read your bio, you were like you are involved in youth development, and you know that takes a lot, both
Yeah,
personally and whatever. So what keeps you
sure.
going, or what inspires you to do what you do?
Okay, thank you very much. Growing up, growing up in a place like my state, Taraba State, for example, and also as a Nigerian living in the northern part of the country, we here in Taraba State we have a lack of leadership development and youth development in particular. So what motivates me much is for me to raise brilliant young people that can cause a global revolution within the respective field in what they do. So I see the need to contribute my quota in the development of the state and also the youth in general.
That's great. I think a lot of whenever I ask people why are they so concerned and why are they so interested in youth development, always most of them always get to mention stuff like this, like where they grow up and things they've seen growing up and what they don't want to see. And it's great that you are championing these things because there are a lot of youth out there who are still trying to find their paths and they're still blaming the society, blaming their parents, blaming their upbringing, blaming a lot of things, and that's not how it should be as an adult. You need to take decision and do the necessary things. So thank you so much for that. And I asked Nancy what's the importance of youth empowerment in our society. So I would like to know your thoughts about that as well. Why do you think youth
Okay.
empowerment is important, is crucial in our society?
Okay. Let me start by saying, for example, the government cannot really give youth, they cannot really give youth what they really want. But the easiest way the government can give youth what they want is by giving them a platform that they can showcase talent or they can display what they have. So now the importance of empowering youth is to see the community have grown. Okay, someone like me that grew up in Taraba State, for example, I come to understand that I'm not satisfied with what is happening within the community. So if only we can empower the youth, if only we can empower the youth, then that's when we can have a better society.
Awesome. That's great. All right, let's dive into your personal lives, not private, but personal. So, in the aspect of
Yeah.
leadership, because the both of you are into leadership, right? What encounter have you, or what have you encountered that was really a tough one for you, but you were able to still scale through? You were able to still, you know, all those things just helped you to become a better leader. So just share one of them. But the reason why I'm asking is because leadership is really a crucial topic. A lot of people think leadership is about sitting on the throne, leading people, being
Yeah.
the king and all. But leadership really
Yeah.
starts from yourself. So I would like to know your encounters, the challenges you face as a leader. So this question is going to draw. Let's start with you first.
All right. I guess I would love to talk about two challenges for now. The first thing is the financial aspect, while the second thing is leading people.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
let me start with the leading people. Um, Particularly in the northern part of the country, the reason why I specified is because this is where I live. You get so this is where I know them very well. I get to relate with them. So it's not every young person that want to learn under someone.
Yeah.
Okay, coupled with the fact that every young person in our generation today, they want to be a leader, and not all of us have the qualities of becoming a leader. So now dealing with this kind of people, it's really difficult because you cannot really convince them at a time, but all you need to do is to keep influencing them. So that's one of the
That's true.
major challenges we are having as a young people, coupled with the fact that because you're a young person, another young person don't want to learn from
Mm. I think that's a big challenge for real.
you. Yeah,
That's a
that's
big
that's
one.
that's one of the tough challenges we face. So and the truth is that by the time we felt we cannot learn from other young people, then definitely we cannot really grow.
That's true. Mm.
Yeah, I am sure each young person have a purpose. Now, him trying to help you to discover your purpose, that means he knows the value of his or her purpose. So now him trying to put things together so that you can learn from, then that's where some young people will be like, no, this guy, where, all those kind of stuff with that. They will start having issues from there. Now, the next challenge is the financial aspect. As a leader, you need to do Like you need to be putting some things together, particularly if you're a leader, for example, in the way this country is hard now. There are some things you cannot do. Why people, there are a lot of people looking up to you and they see you doing these things. They felt discouraged. They were like, I don't want to be a leader because, okay, if this person as in his position, he's facing this kind of challenges, then why should I be a leader? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
from there, they will start, the influence will not be influencing them. Why? Because the influence is giving a negative picture of it. Why? Because maybe you don't have that financial capability. I can remember I went to somewhere to teach, and then people were expecting me to come with a car.
Mm.
Do you get? Now,
I
yeah,
understand that.
you get. And then if people did not see you with car, it's not everybody that will listen to you. Why? Because they'll be like, what did this person know? He don't even have a car. He don't have money.
Mm. That's true.
So that's one of the aspect of challenges we are facing here. Let me say in northern Nigeria and then in Nigeria at large.
Mm. Okay.
So
Okay.
the only
Is that
is that
your challenges?
yeah,
Is that the
that's
challenge
two
which you?
challenges I is that come
Okay. Okay. I
again?
get you. No, I was asking if that is the whole challenges so far.
Yeah, that's the major challenges we're having for now.
Okay, that's actually very, very accurate. Let me start from the last one where you said, yeah, there's this high expectation the society puts you. They just believe that if you're a youth leader, you should have everything figured out. And you should
Yeah,
be
yeah,
driving
yeah.
the latest car whenever you're coming to meet. I mean, if you're coming to preach motivation, you should be motivating us with your ride. But I think I understand that because a lot of people don't understand the aspect of process, and you cannot get to this other position, or you cannot really elevate to a greater height if you're not starting from somewhere. So I think I would link what you're saying to the youth not really understanding, not really getting the idea or the real deal about process. And I feel that is one of the reasons why a lot of youth leaders right now are so pressured because they want to really show, they want to really prove to people that they've arrived. I mean, I'm a youth leader. I want to tell you about how to inspire to perspire and the rest of them. So there's just this pressure. And I love what you said. It's so relatable, and thank you so much for that. So let me drive this question to Nancy, because the way she's just shaking her head is as if she can so relate to it. So
Yeah, yeah,
over
yeah,
to you.
sure.
So true,
What's your
so true. Yeah, so before responding to that question, I really believe that it's a problem that you're facing everywhere in the world, because, the social media are making us think, all the pictures like success is an easy thing. Like you just like, it's an easy thing, and it's really not. It's like when you see the cover of a magazine and you believe that this is true, but it's not true, and success is just the same. I really believe that patience is really important in the leadership. And there is also, if you want to be a great leader, I say that really humble, in the really humble way. I saw a lot of great leaders during my journey. I believe that you need to make some sacrifices, when you go there, and sometimes people aren't always see the highlights and the trips that you're going, or the when you are published in the magazine or in the
yeah,
newspapers, but sometimes they don't see the work that you're doing in the grassroots. Like, you are working a lot, you're improving your skills. For me, I read a lot of books to always be, to always be to understand better, yeah, the word and the field that I'm in. And sometimes I think that for young people, they think that it's an easy thing, but I believe that in everything, and success included, it needs sacrifice, humility. And yeah, as you said, like starting somewhere, I started, like, I even though I learn from, yeah, young people, I learn from even children, people always have something to teach us about. So yeah, moving on to your question regarding the challenges, I believe for me it was more about the diversity. You know, there was a time when I had to lead people were like older than me, and the trust that you're putting in them, that is something that I learned. Like, how can your team trust you? Because I was like very younger. I was younger than them, and also, you know, as in my country, as a woman, when you lead men, sometimes like they question your abilities and they question like, how can you lead? And you know, I'm really proud of the president of Tanzania. I had the chance to travel in Tanzania last year. Like, you know, she is the example that I'd like to see more in our continent. Like, gender is just a gender. It's, you know, leadership, you can work on it, and it's not dependent on your gender. So that is what I'd like to be, you know, role model for young people, that yeah, they can do it too. Like, it doesn't matter if they're young, like what the prime minister of France just showed us. Like, even if you're wrong, you can be a prime minister, you can run a government. Even if you're a woman, you can inspire people. So that is what I'd like in young women, especially young girls. Like, you can do it. Like, yeah, don't listen to the noises around you. Like, focus on your goals and you'll get there. So that is what I learned as well in my journey, to always be humble, to be willing to always learn, and not taking failures as failure, you know, but I take it as a lesson. Like, what did I miss in this? What can I learn in this? And you know, yeah, there's like maybe missed opportunities, but I don't see them as missed opportunities. I see like there's a reason for that, and what can I learn from that? Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Hmm. You know what you just said now just makes me want to ask you a specific question about you being
Okay.
a woman and trying to lead
Mhm.
men, especially in the country where you're from, and they're like, "Who is this young lady? What's she trying to tell us?" So, how do you get to balance between being assertive and being collaborative? Because you know, as a leader, you need to bring in that. It's not as though you're trying to be, you know,
Mhm.
I'm the boss and all those things. There's a balance. You need to show out
Mhm.
the fact that I am here. I need us to work collaboratively. So how do you balance that, being assertive and being collaborative?
All right, this is a very, very good question. I was asked that a lot. And you know, a little background story. I am actually studying computer science. It's my last year for this year. And you know, in computer science, like we are about like 200 students in my university, in my class, for example, and only like 20 women. Can you imagine that? And I was leading like some association at university, and you know, like you can feel that the men in there were not like very happy in you leading them. But you know what really helped me is getting their trust. You know, I never been like, oh my god, I'm the boss, you need to, yeah, to follow my rules. No, you know, they just follow it because they trusted in me. And as I said, I always applied the servant leadership. For me, it worked a lot. So you know, when people were interviewing people around Martin Luther King, and they're asking him like, how yeah, I think that it was the children of Martin Luther King, and they're saying that their father, they're attending a lot of Martin Luther King's meetings. He was always the last one to talk. You know, he was a great leader, and like people are following him, and he was always the last one to talk, yet he's a big leader. So I believe that humility is really important. And for me as well, I always listen to people. I practice active listening, and so that I know their needs. And yeah, it's easier to lead. You know, when you know what people need, why they're in conflicts. And you know, after that, I lead a lot of men or a lot of people older than me, and it went very well. So yeah, that's what helped me.
That's a great leadership skill, and it's good. And one thing about leadership is that you get to learn on the go. You learn from your mistake, you learn from other people's mistakes. So
Mhm.
that's awesome. Thank you so much for that. Let's move to the comment section. So if you're watching us, tell us where you are watching us. Are you watching from China? Are you watching from my background? I mean, from my backyard? Are you watching from Cameroon? Are you watching from Nigeria? Drop your location. Okay, Chinaza says she's Chinaza Purity. Purity watching from Anambra State and the chat to be precise. How is Anambra, Chinaza? Tell us, Jesus, what's going on there? Are you guys feeling the heat that we are feeling in this Lagos state? So this one said, I'm watching from Taraba. Let me guess. Taraba is very, I don't know. Tell us how it is there. Is it hot or is it very cold? So tell us what have you guys learned so far? Drop it in the comments. If you've taken down something, if you learned something, maybe from their own personality, from their experience so far, drop it down, and I will definitely um, highlight it. So over to Draw. Draw, I would really love you to answer the same question. How do you balance? Because you're into youth leadership, and I really know what that takes, right? Especially if you're the same at the same age bracket. People are like, who is this one? What do you want to tell me? I mean, maybe they may not be saying it to you, but that's that vibe that it gives you, like you're not supposed to be leading me. And you made mention of the fact that it's one of the challenges in leadership. So how do you balance between being assertive and being collaborative?
All right. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Definitely.
All right. Well, I want to take from where Nancy, she mentioned something about humbleness and patience.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, one of the challenges we have with people in the same age brackets, maybe trying to lead them, some of them will be like, but this person, I'm even older than him. What did he have to tell me? You know, stuff like that. But the truth is that sometimes there are some things the younger ones are exposed to that the older ones are not exposed to yet,
That's
particularly in
true.
this 21st century where information is almost everywhere. So intentional people are always there to learn so that they can be able to guide some other people to learn from. So some of the challenges we face is that you go to places and then people will be like, what does this person have to tell us? Because maybe you're not even a graduate, or maybe you are 20 years or 18 years old. So what experience do you have? Those kind of
Mm,
challenges like that. And that really affects a lot of people, because that's why I keep telling young people, I said, sometimes you just need to be humble and learn under someone, because by the time you keep giving complaint that this person is not older enough, you don't have experience, you don't have a lot of things, then you are really missing a lot. So a lot of people missed a lot of things just because they downgraded other people.
mm. That's
Can
awesome.
can you hear me?
Yes, sure, I can hear you.
Yeah. So a lot of people miss a lot of things because they downgrade a lot of people. Sometimes it's not all about the experience, it's not all about the age, it's not all about the stature, it's not all about the color, it's not all about your where you base. It's all about your patience, it's all about your consistency, it's all about the things you're exposed to. It's all about the kind of books you read, the kind of people you engage in conversations, like the intellectual conversations you engage in. Now, this is what people are supposed to see, not your age, not your stature, maybe not your qualification, and a lot of that. So because of you're not a graduate, you cannot talk to graduate, particularly in Nigeria, because you're not a graduate, you cannot talk to graduate, even if you're exposed to some things that they're not exposed to. And that leads a lot of young people not to have the right knowledge.
So yeah, I think you also need to narrow that what you're saying to the question I asked you. Like, how do you then balance between being collaborative and being assertive?
Okay, sometimes when I get to face those kind of challenges, what I mostly do is I collaborate with people in the bigger level to contribute my quota in what they do. I guess through that I can navigate myself into the right channel, and then I partner with people who are doing amazing things in my field.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome. All
And
right. So
then
Yeah,
Okay,
and
go
then
on, go on.
also one of the reasons why we have those kind of challenges is because a lot of young people also don't really want to collaborate with other young people to bring out an idea. Everybody wants to do it on its own. Everybody think he can do it without the other person. So I guess collaboration and partnership is one of the strong way you can we can create awareness in what we do.
That's true, definitely true. Okay, so I'm going to ask you guys the last question, but before I drop that, I still want to see more comments. Okay, someone said watching from Mada. Did I pronounce that well? Okay, you're here for Nancy. That's great. Chinaza said Anambra is a little hot, though Lagos is blazing hot. You're right. Okay, so just guys, just tell us where you're watching from, where you're commenting from, and don't forget to also share this live. We are learning a lot. Drop what you've been learning so far. Personally, I've learned that this whole leadership thing is just everywhere for real. A lot of people want to just they don't want to be under anybody. They want to just be the founder. They want to be this and that. And it's a problem, really. If we get to understand the importance or what process really means, I think we'll be humble enough to just go through and even encourage people who are still in that moment of their life. All right, so let me ask you guys the last question. This is going to Nancy. So I've heard a lot of things that you guys have done and you guys have spoken so beautifully well, but in the aspect of personal development, what has been the challenge? Because being here today or where you all the things that you've done so far and where you are today, where it has landed you, it's all stems from personal development. I personally know that personal development is not an easy journey. You have to do a lot of things, you have to sacrifice, you know. So how has the challenge been for you? Because I'm asking this question for those who are finding it hard to be consistent in their personal development journey, especially in the new year that we found ourselves. So tell me or tell us, what are those habits, what are those things that you did that helped you, built you to who you are today? And what had the challenges like?
All right, so there are a lot of challenges, both personally and in the leadership journey. And the first thing is that, in the beginning of your journey, most of the time, like our friend Joel said, you won't have a lot of support. Sometimes it will be only yourself. And, it's at that moment that you need to really be confident in yourself, be confident in your goals and your dreams. So, it's like, let's consider that I am going to say that, oh no, the iPhone is really bad. And will you believe me? I am not even, I don't know how to create I don't know anything, an expert on the phone. So that's same for you. Why would you believe someone who say that you'll fail, that you're not going to achieve it? They don't know you. Only you know yourself. So that is the first thing. Confidence is really important in everything that you do. And yeah, for me, faith as well really helped me. I'm like a very good servant of God, and like believing that things will go right. If it doesn't work out, it's God's protection. Rejection is God's protections. So having two in the basement was like really a change maker for me. And apart from that, I read a lot of books. And the richest man in the world was on Ask if you had a superpower, it was Bill Gates. And if you had a superpower, what would you choose? And he said, I'd like to read faster. And yeah, like even Warren Buffett, he reads one books per weeks, and me, I read a lot of books. Like since I was 12 years old, oh my god, I just love it. Even history, reading the history, and yeah, being curious is really important. And as you said, yeah, we in January, and people were like, I am going to go to the gym, I am going to change my diet, I am going to be better, to learn. And when after 3 weeks, when it comes to February and March, very less people at the gym. And motivation, it's motivation that's making people like really, I want to do this, like really fired up. But I believe that motivation is only what keeps you going at the beginning, but it's discipline that really matters. So a little story for me, I really love working out, like it's important for mental health and in everything that I do. So I work out every single day. And yeah, expect when I'm not in my country, sometimes there's no gym there. So yeah, but as long as I have the time, I always work out. And sometimes, yeah, in general we say like I'd like to, but discipline is like whether it's raining, whether it's shining. And this year there was a cyclone in my city, but I was going to the gym, like literally it was raining a lot, but I was going there. It's not like it's not attached to having like great bodies, but I believe that I'd like to develop my discipline in all areas of my life. So yeah, discipline is when we don't want to, when you like, I remember there was a quote like, I don't remember who said it, but he said he hated every hours of his trainings, but he did it because he wanted to be a champion later. So it's the same, yeah, when you are consistent in the things that you say that are right for you, you'll get there. Yeah, like hard work always beats talent. And yeah, not only hard work, but I believe with the right tools you can definitely get there. So yeah, discipline for me is the key if you would like to improve all areas of your life. And for me, I don't remember waiting for the 1st January to change something in my life. Most of the time it happened in September or in October. Like if I decide that I'm going to do it tomorrow, then I'll do it. I remember like I wanted to be vegan one time, and I was just saying to my mother, like, no, I'm going to try to be vegan. And she was like, all of a sudden, yeah. So, you don't have to wait for a specific time. But yeah, just if you're waiting for a call, like consider this your calling, change your life, change everything or that you'd like to improve in your life, and you can do it. Like, yeah, always believe that you can do it. Yeah, thank you.
That's so great. Thank you so much, Nancy. And one thing that I picked that I think I personally utilized is the aspect of keeping to your plan. I will rephrase it like keeping to your plan, but just know that the approach can change. Yeah, you don't really need to wait for January. You got me laughing because a lot of people just wait until it is January before they set goals or do anything or trying to change any character or habits, and that's not the right approach. So if you guys have any other question before we go off from today's show, drop it in the comment section. So Nancy, do you have any other word you want to tell us? Any other thing you want to add to all you've said so far? Please, if you have any question, drop it. Let's see if Nancy could answer any of them. So tell us, is there any other thing you want to chip in?
Yeah, so if there is other thing, I would just like to say that if you're inspired in someone, because sometimes people confuse inspiring and like copying literally someone, like let's say that you have a model, but you'll never be like the best copy in the world. Like I am, like, let's say that our host, like you say, she's our boss, all that, like I am going to be like her. But no, I believe that you need to find your purpose, because if you're copying, you'll never be the best copy. But there is only one you, and I believe that all of us will have something that we're destined to be. So find your purpose, find the time to engage in it. And I believe that if all of us find our purposes and working toward it, I believe that that is one of the many ways that we can change the world. So yeah, if you'd like to change the world, it starts with ourselves. So yeah, just do your best. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. Just do it one bite at a time, one day at a time. Don't put pressure on yourself. Don't compare yourself, because you're unique. And yeah, always be happy for the others, because your time will come. And yeah, always believe that your dream can become true, because you know, as long as you can dream it, as long as you can imagine it, you can make it possible. Like, can you imagine people before they didn't realize that we could go on plane? Like, yeah, they were saying the proper rights. They were saying like, um, are you crazy? How can we travel? And a lot of inventions today, a lot of things that people created today, it was not very common, you know, before. So yeah, don't think that it hasn't been done before. Don't think that you're a woman. If you'd like to be a president, you can. And in anything that you'd like to do, you can do it. So always believe in yourself. Always upgrade your skills, and yeah, work on yourself. And yeah, one last message that I'd like to say is, follow the page, because you know, I believe that it's very rare that people are inviting like a lot of young people at a show. So if us young people, if you are empowering each other, encouraging each other, I believe that it will make a change as well. And yeah, there will be more opportunities to come. So thank you very much, JCK. Sorry, I don't really, if I pronounced that really well. Jessica, yeah. Thank you very much for having me. And if there is only one person who is changing from today, I'm really happy about that. I believe that it will make a ripple effect in their communities. So thank you.
Mm. Thank you so much for your time. I have personally learned a lot from all you said, and I think all that you've done so far is really inspiring. In as much as there are a lot of challenges you face and you keep facing, yes, you're just strong. You're just keeping it going. Thank you so much, and I hope that you continue. I don't. I think I don't even think I need to tell you to continue because you have something else. But yeah, thank
Yeah.
you so much for the change you're making. Continue doing
Yeah.
that and more grace to your ever. So this is what we call it a wrap
Thank
on
you.
today's
Yeah.
spotlight. If you have any question, I'm not seeing anyone yet, but I will call it a wrap because this is 4:05. That's after 4, and we'll have to go off from today's show. So if you've learned anything, you can still drop your comments afterwards and tell other people to always come on live. We're always here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, every 3 p.m. All right. So bye for now, guys.
All right.